Newcastle capped off a fantastic week after securing a cup semi-final with a 4-0 win over Ipswich in a really commanding display. Now, Ipswich, sorry, you did make it easy for them at times, particularly when you've gone 1-0 down at home within the first 30 seconds. But a lot of praise has to be given to this Newcastle side, who they might have been a bit inconsistent this season, but we saw some of their real quality shine through in this game. Of course, most of the plaudits go to Alexander Isak, who is just proving once again he's one of the most clinical strikers in the Premier League, and actually someone that, again, we don't really know what his ceiling is. He could go on to score even more. Last season, he missed the majority of it through injury and then still came back on this incredible scoring run and guided Newcastle up the table, and it looks like he can do the same thing again this year. A perfect hat-trick, really, in terms of what you want from a number 9. The finish for the first was outstanding. The way that he kind of adjusted his body, hit it into the ground, is a great finish. The composure for the second one to capitalise on Ipswich's mistake. Again, that sort of calmness, that ruthlessness of a striker is ideal to have. And the third, again, an outstanding goal for a number 9. So a really, really good thing to see for Newcastle, that he is in form. He is someone that really they can lean on for their goals. There's a couple of unsung heroes in that team as well, though. Jacob Murphy. I think he's one of these players that when the investment came in, we probably thought would move on from Newcastle eventually and wasn't quite up to the standard that they were trying to excel to. But he's been excellent in the last few games. Back-to-back Premier League goals. And another one where he took that incredibly well. His finish was outstanding. And you can see that the former Norwich player really wanted to prove a point against Ipswich. His assist for Isak's goal for his third was amazing. The way he skipped past defenders, the way he kept the ball under such close control, and that little flick is beautiful. Really, really good performance from him. And Sandro Tonali back in the side and has completely reshaped that midfield for Newcastle. Dropping into that number 6 role and being so progressive with the ball is amazing. It frees Guimaraes up to go further up the pitch. And they've got a really balanced midfield there with him back in it. I know there's a lot of talk of him being unsettled and wanting to move back to Italy, but it looks like he's really enjoying his time in the Newcastle shirt. I'm sure the fans are really keen to see him progress there on this journey, because they've given a lot of patience and time to him, and he seems to be repaying that right now. I have no doubt that he'll be there by the end of January, and I think he'll stay through next summer as well. He wants to build something there, and Newcastle, when they look to kick on and build this new kind of club and regime out of the new ownership, these are the sort of players that you hang everything on. Tonali, Isak, Guimaraes, they're the ones of real quality that actually you don't want to be selling to the likes of Man City or sending back over to where you bought them from. Instead, you want them to be the foundation for your success. And then if you can develop the players that are still at the club, as Eddie Howe mentioned in his post-match, that he didn't think they would do a lot of activity in January. They wanted to instead focus on who's in the squad right now. Well, there's your core of players to base that on. And then there's a lot of young talent in this Newcastle team. Lewis Hall, Livramento. There's a lot of players that can excel and kind of catch up with the levels of Tonali and Isak, who aren't old themselves. They still have places to go as well. So a really encouraging performance from Newcastle. Eddie Howe will be really encouraged by this. I'm interested to see where Newcastle kick on from here. This is a really good week for them. Cup semi-final. They've got a pretty good record against Mikel Arteta of late as well, so it'd be interesting to see what kind of game they give Arsenal. But Newcastle fans have got something to really be happy about going into Christmas now.